check. Okay, Gloria, go ahead and just circle all the way back up and around to the staging area. Myron and Alan, follow her, and then Don will wait for the orange car. Alright, that's you, Don. Go ahead. Okay, Gloria, so this one is going to be an avoidance. Now, you got the same speed, pretty well consistent. We know how to get on the brakes. Just make sure you get that very aggressive brake pressure and give it the steering input it needs to make the lane change. Come on down, Gloria. Stay on the brakes, 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 stay on the brakes. There you go. Okay, Gloria, go ahead and clear. Now, if you think you've made a mistake, don't give up. Because if you make a mistake on the racetrack, it's a foot off the racetrack because you stayed on the brakes is much better than 300 foot off the racetrack because you gave up. So make sure that anytime everybody makes a little bit of mistake, get on those brakes. Myron, come on down. It is very possible that you don't make it all the way into the lane. It's very, very possible. So as far as letting the car coast, don't worry about that. Just stay on that brake pedal, get the car pointed that general direction, it's going to stop where it stops. Come on down, Ellen. Just keep in mind, with excessive steering input, it will take a little longer to stop. Excellent distance. Go ahead and clear. Okay, Don, come on down. All right, not bad, Don. Go ahead and clear. The only thing was, you probably noticed the car nosedived. As soon as you saw him point, it got on the brakes. So just give it that extra second. Good reaction time now. Go ahead and clear. See, what you've already been programmed, everybody. You've already been programmed to know that you're going to get on the brakes and make a lane change. So when you see that cone point, obviously, that's your cue. Come on down, Kristen. But we just want to give it that extra second. Make sure you got the nose of the car at these cones. Visualize your entire escape route. See it all the way to the end. Stay on the brakes. Stay on the brakes. Alrighty, go ahead and clear, Kristen. Give yourself a little room on that right side. We just curbed the wheel, so might need to replace a couple wheels there. Gloria, let's give it another shot here. Same target speed, 35 miles per hour. And everybody remember, when you get on the brakes, high initial impact as hard as you possibly can. Stand on that brake pedal, obviously without injuring yourself. Stay on the brakes, stay on the brakes, stay on the brakes. Nice. Okay, now you're probably going to have to put some armor on the tires. We just nipped that cone a little bit. Go ahead and clear, Gloria. Just nipped it. Okay, Myron, come on down. Good stuff, Myron. Go ahead and clear. The steering input is good, the timing on the brakes is good, the ABS is on all the way through that run, so that's excellent accident avoidance. Alan, come on down. Good run, Alan. Go ahead and clear. Nice, and you're very consistent with where you're stopping. You're stopping in the same spot. Don, come on down. job there, Don. Go ahead and clear. Now there was a little bit of a throw, a little extra steering input, and it didn't seem like the ABS was on the entire run. Just make sure that first hit, stay as highly aggressive as you can. The other thing is, when we're used to driving without active handling systems and ABS, we're trained not to give it brake pressure while the wheel is turned, because that's going to spin the car out. But the active handling system is going to keep that car straight for everybody. Okay, Kristen, come on down. Aggressive on the brakes. There you go. So you were more aggressive on the brakes that time, right? And look where you stopped. A lot shorter distance. Excellent job. Okay, we're going to switch it up a little bit now. Gloria, if you'd like to do the same speed, it's perfectly all right. But if you'd like to bump it up to 40 mile per hour on this next run, you're welcome to it. So everybody, if you'd like to bump it up a few mile per hour, no faster than 40, come on down, Gloria. We're simply going to increase the speed. Now think of 40 mile per hour. That's the speed that you normally drive. You know, you're driving sometimes through neighborhoods at 40 mile an hour. It's wet out. You know, a ball bounces out in front of your car and a kid's chasing it. Get on those brakes. Excellent job. Saving lives. Good job there, Gloria. Go ahead and clear. All right, Myron, come on down. Driving 40 mile an hour and a piano falls out the back of the truck in front of you. What are you going to do? Simple. Go ahead and clear, Myron. And it's wet, and it's only taking you roughly 60 foot to stop. Alan, come on down. Notice the increase in distance over 5 mile per hour, though. So, Alan, take a look at this. Now, you remember on that lap, you were getting stopped all the way here before that first row of cones. So just increasing 5 mile per hour, it took it that much longer to stop. Go ahead and clear. We just have to keep that in mind when it comes to speeding, you know? Don, come on down. And just being aware of our surroundings, being aware of objects. Nice distance there, Don. Go ahead and clear. The instant hit with that high initial impact and the smooth steering input got you that shorter stopping distance, even at the higher speed. Okay, Kristen, come on down. Good run. You've only, that extra 5 mile per hour, you've only, you know, lost maybe 5 foot of distance there. So really good job on the brakes that time, Kristen. All right, hold there for just a moment, Gloria. So this is our introduction to accident avoidance. The ABS, using the braking system that comes on these cars. It is very useful, and it is something that's not going to break. You're not breaking the car by doing this. So if you ever need it, you need to get that car stopped. Don't be afraid to use those brakes. High initial impact, steer around the obstacles in front of you. You'll be just fine. You'll save your car. You'll save yourself a lot of headache. It's very hard to do. I know your own car, you're thinking, oh, I don't want to be this aggressive with it, but you're not doing any damage and you're not breaking those vehicles. Nicely done this morning, folks. See my yellow Stingray is pulling around now. He's taking you over to the serpentine exercise. Nicely done this morning. Teach you about that technology of how the anti-lock braking system works. Hopefully you don't get put into a situation where you have to use it on the road, but now you know how. So follow me, Gloria. Myron, Alan, Don.
folks, we'll be taking you over to the serpentine exercise where Paul and Ryan will be taking care of you over there. Exercise that really works on visual scanning. You know, it will translate over to the racetrack, help you out on everyday driving on the road. So, Gloria, what I'm going to have you do is you're going to follow into that single file line right next to that tire wall there. Follow right behind that white 01. Okay, I'm going to pull away here. And the rest of the group follow into that single file line there. Thank you very much. Okay, and Gloria, can you hear me there loud and clear? Great. Okay, what I'll have you do is pile on up and bring the group with you up to the staging area where the group ahead of you just departed from. Slide right on up to the staging area. It's denoted with the tall cone, kind of like the braking exercise. Now, for now, I'm going to have you just hang tight while you're at, and again, I'm going to have a demonstration run done in this blue car. So. Alright, so I'll call you up by name up to the next set of tall double cones, which is the starting point for your exercise. Now, this is the serpentine exercise. Like the name implies, you know, we're going to be snaking around some cones we have set up here in the paddock. And really, this is a visual exercise. Now, we're going to be able to feel maneuvering the car around, working with some lines, shaping the turn. But this is really for visual scanning. This is going to open up our eyes, our views, right? To open up our view, we're going to have more information. We're going to be using the side windows as well as the front windshield. So this is going to give us better peripheral vision and just overall better awareness out there. And this will help out on the racetrack, even in daily driving. This really, you can see the benefits of that. Now, it's going to be a first gear exercise. It's not a speed exercise, really just for opening up our field of view. So first gear exercise, I'm going to take off from the double cones, and I'm going to look out the driver's side window. I'm going to look out. I'm going to see cones on my left. I'm going to make a tight left-hand U-turn. I'm going to have to ask a lot from the steering department. Notice I'm going to make a U-turn right down to this first cone. Now, we have these cones numbered to help keep you in sequence, okay? So the first cone is 1 here. Now, this next cone, the yellow striped cone right off my hood, I'm going to head around that one next. But I don't want to head straight to it. So, and the reason is so that I can have a nice shape of corner and have my car closest to the cone, not as I approach it, but as I work my way down to it. So notice here, as I make my U-turn, I'm right beside the number 2 cone, and I'm going to head around the blue striped cone next. That's the number 3 cone. And again, I don't want to drive straight across to it. I want to get some distance away first. Imagine we're making a U-turn in a tight residential area, or, you know, around a median. We've got to get some distance away so that the car can come easier to the number 3 cone. Okay? Number 4, again, across my hood. Now, this time I'm going to keep the flow going. You don't have to come to a stop, but I'm just showing the car positioning. That's going to be really important for keeping a good flow out there, is the car's position as I approach these cones. So as I'm heading around, again, I'm going to keep it rolling. Now, here you're not going to be able to maintain the 9 and 3. Looking out my right side window, you're going to have to ask a lot from the steering, so it's okay. You don't have to maintain that 9 and 3. rotating my head. So notice as I approach these cones, I'm going to rotate my head and I'm looking out the side window. Not worried about what's out the front windshield. Looking out the passenger side glass now. Down to the apex. Now notice I'm swinging out wide before I start my turn. That's going to help keep you in a nice rhythm, keep you in a nice flow through the exercise area. All right, so what I'll have the first driver, so Gloria, come up to this next set of tall double cones, please, and just come to a stop there. So as I mentioned, we're going to be looking out our side windows. One thing that's really going to help for this exercise is a visual cue as to when we want to start our steering. So take close note of me here. As you start off, you're going to be completely straight. You're going to look out the left side window, and you're going to see 4 cones line up in your view. So wait for those 4 cones to align. You'll see them perfectly aligned, and then you start your steering. And that's to prevent us from turning in too early. That will get us out of the flow, so we want to be patient before we turn the wheel. So just remember, this exercise is just nice and easy. Just get a feel for the car and looking out those side windows. Not about going fast. We'll kick it up a little bit here in a bit. So just nice and easy. Gloria, first gear, go ahead and start us off. Straight, looking out that left side glass and waiting for 4 cones to line in view. There you go. Now start your steering, bring it right down to the cone. This next cone, you're going to head around. Try to swing out around me here. Swing on the other side of me, and then look out your passenger side glass, and you'll see 3 cones line up in view. So wait for those 3 cones to line in view, and then go ahead and bring it right down to that number 2 cone. Myron, you can approach the staging area, please. Now head back towards me a bit. However, Gloria, looking out the left side glass. There you go. Yeah, turn that head, and you're going to wait for 3 cones to line up. So before you start your steering, waiting for a moment. There you go. Good patience with those hands, Gloria. Right down to the cone, number 3 cone. Now hold that steering to the left just a bit as you look out the right window. Yeah, there you go, off the passenger side glass. Try not to look down back towards the other direction where you came from. It's okay to take a peek, but ultimately we're looking towards the future, not the past. Looking good here so far. Go start looking out that left side window. Patience with the steering. There you go. So you wanted to turn in, but you resisted that. Now, start right there. Perfect. Bingo. And that visual cue, folks, takes a lot of the guesswork out of when to turn the wheel. We have some very defined reference points as to when we want to turn the wheel, and we'll get a little bit more into reference points, but it's a nice visual cue as to when we want to turn the wheel or hit the brakes or any of that sort of thing, kind of like in the braking exercise. Go looking out that left side window. Awesome. Yeah, really making an effort to turn that head. Really getting that head rotated, looking out those side windows. So nice job there, Gloria, on that first run. You can head back to the staging area. All right, and Myron, go ahead and start your run. Getting straight, looking out the left side window. Go swing it wide around me here, looking out the passenger side glass. Patience with the hands. Back to the right as we look left. Patient hands. Wait to turn, waiting to turn. There we go. Now's the time. Come on up there, Alan. Hold the steering left, looking out the passenger side glass. Really turn that head. Patient with the hands. Started turning. There you go. That was pretty good. Patient with the hands, looking out the left side glass. Looking good all the way down to the cone. Try to get right up onto that cone. So swing out wide, and then try to get right into that cone as you come around.
Nicely done there. And Alan, go ahead and start your run. So looking out the left side window, see those cones line up in your view? There you go. Looking out the passenger side window. If we can, try to wait a little longer before we start turning in. Right now. Bingo. That's the time there, Alan. Good. And then, Dawn, you can come up to the staging area. Here you go. Looking out the right side window now, Alan. Good. Perfect. That's going to help the car come down to that cone there by being patient before we turn that steering wheel. There we go. Making an effort to rotate, turn our head like our head's on a swivel. Always visually scanning, keeping those eyes moving. Nice job, Alan. Textbook job there. And Don, go ahead for it. Starting straight, looking out the left side glass. There you go, swinging it out here. Looking out to the passenger side now. And Kristen, come on up to the stage area there, or up to the tall double cones. Go. Try not to stare right down at the ground there, Dawn. Try to, as you come down to that cone, pick your eyes up, look to the next cone. Try not to look down at the cone as you're passing right by it. If you're looking soon enough, then you'll be more precise and you'll be able to start looking further ahead, looking for our next objective. We're always looking one step ahead. But we're precise with our car placement, so this is good so far. All right. Line looks good. Nice job. Nice job. All right, and am I saying it right? Is it Kristen? Okay, go ahead there, Kristen. All right, bringing it right on down. Yeah, it's okay. Turn that wheel as much as you need to. Swinging out wide there. Then looking out the passenger side glass. Keep turning that steering wheel. Keep turning that wheel. There you go. You might have to turn it till it stops. That's full lock of steering. There you go. Now try to get a little further away from this green cone. Try to get a little further away as you approach it, and that will help the car come down to it. As you are making a U-turn at a median, got to get a little away from that median, otherwise we may get pushed out of our lane or, pushed up over to the curb or something to that effect. So when we have a little more distance away from the cone as we approach, it's going to help the car. We're having an easier time returning to that car once we make that U-turn. Nicely done there, Kristen, looking good. And Gloria, you can come up to that staging area once again, and if you could, unlock that passenger side door for us, please. We're going to add a little upgrade to the vehicle. As you may have noticed, Brian has added a sunshade to the front windshield. We're going to block your front windshield now. Now we're going to rely only on the side windows. Exercise is still going to be the same as before, except we no longer have that front windshield. We're so used to driving in traffic, just looking right out that front windshield. This is going to get us out of that habit, right? And this is going to force us to use those side windows. Okay, still the same as before. Rely on that visual cue. So Gloria, go ahead and start us off, looking out that side window. Right as those cones line up, use that visual cue to start your steering. You can get a little sneak peek here of this next cone. Swinging out. Now just wait for it. Get that cone, and these three cones will appear in view. Patient with your steering. Wait for three cones. There you go. Bring it on down. Right on down to it. Come on up, Myron. There you go. Now hold the steering to the right for just a brief moment, and then straighten that wheel, looking out the left side glass. Get out the driver's side glass. Patient with our steering. And bring it on down now. Great. So looking out the
section of the turn. And working our way right on down to that cone. They say that patience is a virtue, right? But especially so on the racetrack. There we go. Looking out that right side glass now, Gloria. Looking good here. Line looks really good, being precise with our car placement. Looking out the left now. All right, Gloria, awesome job. You can remove that sunshade. Just go ahead and pull that sunshade completely away. We're going to take that from you. All right, and Myron, off you go. We're trusting our peripheral vision here and using those side windows to the fullest. Now, we started turning quite early. So we got to get back on track here. Swing it out a little wider. Let's see, you wanted to turn, but it was far too early there, Myron. Got to wait for those cones to line up in your view before you begin turning the steering wheel. Now, hold that steering right as you look left. Now, straighten the wheel and just wait. Started turning early, so that's going to get us out of the flow a little bit, and we missed that cone by quite a bit. So let's swing out wide there, Myron. Wait on the hands, wait on the steering, and then right down to that cone there. Keep turning that wheel if you need to. Yep, nice work there. And Alan, come on up. Just patient, don't turn yet. Don't turn just yet. There you go, now's the time. That will help the car come down to the cone easier for you and set you up in preparation of the next turn. We're linking these turns together, trying to stay in a nice rhythm. Very nice, Myron. Very nice. What happens, Myron, and you can pull your sunshade down. What happens, Myron, if we turn too early, watch me here. If we turn too early, we get forced in a different direction than where we want to go, right? So if we wait a little longer before we turn, what happens is the car comes down and it's more pointed in the direction where we're going next. So it just helps keep you in the flow a little bit better. But nice adjustments. You can remove your sunshade and head back to staging. All right, Alan, go for it there. So looking out that left side window, patient with the steering. There you go. Now get a little sneak peek of the next cone, swing it out wide, looking out the passenger side glass. There you go, bring it on down. Come on up, Don. So looking out the window, try to get a little sneak peek as you come through those turns. So as you come down to that number 3, look for green as you come around. You can get a little brief view, a little preview before that windshield's blocked. Very nice there. Looking ahead there now, Alan, looking ahead, great. Back, eyes to the right. All right, textbook job there. Textbook job, Alan. Go ahead and remove your sunshade. Okay, Don, here we go. Go for it there. Hey, Don, last run looked good. Just got to look a little further ahead. Look into this next cone. Yeah, there you go. Swing it out. Wait on the hands. Patient, patient. There we go. Bring it in now. Look for blue as you come around. Look for blue. That way we're looking a step ahead, ready for what's coming at us. And we're more prepared for what's going to come at us, especially as the speeds increase. Come on up there, Kristen. There you go. Good patience there, Don, with our steering. Patient hands now. Now bring it in down, and that's going to help us.
Hello, how are you?
Pull that car towards the next turn.
Pull that over there. Alright, so we're going to take this ear. We're going to shove it up through here. Alright, there you go. Perfect. Alright, so everything we just did by
now, before that front windshield's blocked. Go looking out the passenger side glass. Keep turning that wheel. Keep turning that wheel. Get on down. There's that cone. There you go. Swing out wide to the right. Patient hands. There you go. Now bring it right down to blue, looking for green. Or you can come up to the staging area once again. This time we'll collect that sunshade from you. So if you roll the window down or unlock the door, we'll grab that from you. Looking out the right side now, Kristen, patient. There you go. A little close to that cone. A little close to the cone as we approached it. And what that will do is it'll force us off the cone. And you notice that because you made your adjustment. If we're too close, everyone else watching here, if we're too close, then the car gets forced out and we're never able to get to that cone because the car needs a certain amount of turning radius. Now, if we're driving a lawnmower, right, with a zero-turn lawnmower, we can do that. But since the car needs a certain amount of turning radius as far as distance, that's why we don't want to be too close. So I'm glad you noticed that, Kristen, and good adjustment. So now we'll take that sunshade away and you have your full view returned to you. So we're going to do the exercise just as we were, but we're going to add a little more miles per hour to the equation. Okay, we're going to go a little faster, but making sure that our driving line is tidy and we're being precise and using the head turning, using those windows, those side windows. So Gloria, go ahead and give it a go here. There you go. Have a little fun with it, Gloria. If you knock one of these little cones down, it's no big deal. Swing it out wide. There you go. Start looking. Get on in tight. Keep turning that wheel. Keep turning that wheel if you need to. There you go. Looking out the left side now. Come on up, Myron. Good patience. Bring it on down there. Go right on down to green there, looking for purple now. Super. Right on down to orange as we approach, looking for yellow. So keep in mind, you're doing an awesome job. Just keep in mind going faster. We're traveling more distance in a shorter period of time, so we just need to look a little sooner. Nice job. All right, Myron, off you go. There you go. Now we can go a little quicker now, as long as we're being precise and our head's still turning. Got to have more patience. We're turning in too early still, Myron. We're still turning in too early. Turning though. Keep turning. Come on up there, Alan. Swing it out right. Don't turn yet. Patience. Wait for it. Wait for it. Now. Here you go. Now look ahead. Patience. Waiting, waiting. Now bring it in tight. Bring it on in. Yeah. Good work there. Good work, Myron. That's okay if you go past it, because then you'll have a nice straight shot once you get to that little cone there. Awesome. What we just don't want to do, especially on the racetrack, is turn in too early. Nice job. Nice job there. Okay, Alan, go for it. Have a little fun here, huh? Kick it up a notch. Bam. Here we go. Looking ahead. Swinging wide, approaching these turns. Let off the gas as you come through the turn. Make sure you let off of the gas. Let the car coast there into the turn, Alan. And then we can give it a little throttle as we leave the turn. Coasting, coasting. Come on up, Don. Looking in there, great. Full throttle at the cone if we can. Push in. Make sure we're tidy with that line. Right on down to that cone. Good. Nice job, Alan. And Don. Off you go, Don. Oh, looking ahead for the next one now. Wide approach. Looking in there. Come on up, Kristen. Go. at that cone right on the ground as you pass by it there, Don. Pick those eyes up right now. Awesome. Awesome, Don. Nice work. All right, Kristen, go ahead. There we go. Thinking about our line, visualize that line as you approach these turns. A wide approach, and then that way we can be closer to that cone. All right, Glory, come on up again. One more, we'll do another run here. Go swing a little wider there, Kristen, and then you can turn that wheel a little sharper if you need to. Nice work there, nice work. Okay, Gloria, another run, here we go. Looking up the ante a little bit here now that our line is looking so good. We're being precise, we're using that head turn. We're looking out those side windows here, so we're ready for what's coming at us. Now we can kick it up a notch, right? Come on up, Myron. Patient hands here, patient. Turn that wheel a little sharper because we're having to make such a drastic directional change, so it's okay to turn that wheel a little sharper as long as we're smooth with the steering. Good stuff, Gloria. Myron, go for it. Patient with the hands, bring it down in now. We go right at that little cone, it'll be better directed. The car's angle will be situated nicely. We go, moving that head, turning that head. Come on up there, Alan. We lift off of the gas. See, we're getting wide from these cones there, Myron. So we want to be... Nice adjustment there, nice adjustment. To make sure that as you're coming through these curves, you got to lift out of the gas to help that car turn. All right, Alan, go ahead. There we go. So looking in there, Alan. Good, coast into the turn, throttle at the cone. Come on up, Don. Coast while we enter, throttle as we exit. That car's working for you, isn't it? Nice. Works really nice when we let the car roll through the corner as opposed to trying to accelerate and turn. The car doesn't really, it's not able to do all of that at one time. Okay, Don, have fun with it here. As long as we're being precise still, we can kick it up a notch. And Kristen, you can come to the staging area. Looking ahead. Line looks fabulous, Don. We just need to pick our eyes up a little more, which is as a result of going faster, looking ahead further. Down, look for yellow, look for yellow. All right, super. Good stuff. Go ahead. Swing it out a little wider, patient, bring it in now. There you go, looking ahead. Wait a little longer before you turn there, Chris, and wait a little longer right now. Nice work, everyone. And good improvements, good adjustments, and it's really coming together now. You can see the benefits of the visual scanning, right? Looking out those windows. We're going to even point out a few places on the racetrack where we're going to be, approaching a turn, and we're going to look out the side window. So it's going to help on the racetrack, but you can see how this can even come into play even in our daily driving, right out on the city streets, okay? So Gloria, go ahead and follow it behind blue here. All right, go ahead and jump on in. We'll lead the group back to our classroom building.